The morning sun poured through the towering windows of the Harrison estate, casting golden light across polished marble floors. Everything in the mansion reflected wealth, power, and perfection. But behind those elegant walls lived a man who trusted almost no one. Ethan Harrison, one of the youngest billionaires in the country, had built his technology empire through discipline, intelligence, and relentless hard work. Newspapers called him a visionary. His employees called him demanding. His competitors called him unstoppable. Only a handful of people knew the truth. Years earlier, Ethan's father had been betrayed by his closest business partner. The betrayal destroyed the family company and eventually led to his father's death from stress-related illness. Since then, Ethan believed one simple rule: trust can ruin your life. That belief followed him everywhere. Even the staff in his mansion understood that mistakes were unacceptable. Among them was Grace Miller, a quiet 30-year-old maid who had worked there for nearly 3 years. Unlike the others, Grace never complained. She arrived before sunrise every day, cleaned every room with care, prepared flowers for the dining table, and quietly disappeared before dinner. She never asked for favors. Never requested a raise. Never shared her personal problems. Most employees respected her kindness. Some thought she was too quiet. No one knew that every evening, after leaving the mansion, Grace rushed across town to care for her 8-year-old daughter, Lily, who suffered from a serious heart condition. Every paycheck disappeared into hospital bills. Grace often skipped dinner so Lily could have fresh fruit and medicine. Still, she smiled every morning. Because her daughter was worth every sacrifice. One rainy Tuesday, Ethan returned home earlier than expected after an important meeting had been cancelled. As he entered his private study, something immediately felt wrong. The large safe hidden behind a painting stood slightly open. His heart raced. Inside the safe had been confidential documents related to a billion-dollar merger. Now one folder was missing. "Evelyn!" Ethan shouted. The housekeeper hurried into the room. "Yes, sir. Who entered this study today?" Evelyn checked her notebook. "Only the cleaning staff, and Grace dusted your office this morning." Ethan's face hardened. "Bring her here." Grace entered a few minutes later, still wearing her cleaning uniform. "You wanted to see me, Mr. Harrison." He held up the open safe. "Did you touch this?" Grace looked confused. "No, sir. The safe didn't open itself. I only dusted your desk." "So you're saying someone else entered?" I don't know." Ethan stepped closer. "You expect me to believe that?" Grace swallowed nervously. "I would never steal from you." "You lied." "I didn't. Security footage shows you entering this room." "Because I was cleaning. And after you left, confidential documents disappeared." Grace felt her knees weaken. "I swear I didn't take anything." But Ethan had already made up his mind. His father's betrayal echoed inside his head. Everyone lies. Everyone eventually steals. Without another question, he spoke coldly. "You're fired." Silence filled the room. Grace's eyes filled with tears. "Please. I need this job. You should have thought about that before lying." "I've done nothing wrong." "Leave your staff badge." She slowly removed it and placed it on the desk. Every employee standing outside watched in stunned silence as Grace quietly walked toward the front door. No shouting. No arguing. Just heartbreak. That evening, rain poured heavily. Grace walked for nearly an hour because she couldn't afford a taxi. When she finally reached the small apartment she shared with Lily, her daughter immediately noticed something was wrong. "Mom." Grace forced a smile. "I'm okay. You've been crying." "No, sweetheart." Lily hugged her tightly. "We'll be okay." Those simple words nearly broke Grace's heart. She looked at the unopened hospital bill lying on the kitchen table. The surgery deadline was only 3 weeks away. Without her job, there was no hope. Back at the mansion, Ethan ordered security officers to search every employee locker. Nothing. They checked every hallway camera again. Nothing. The missing folder had completely vanished. Late that night, Ethan entered his study once more. Something caught his eye. A small white envelope rested beneath a stack of papers on his desk. It simply read, "For Mr. Harrison." He frowned. When did this get here? No one knew. He picked it up but set it aside. "I'll deal with it tomorrow." The following morning, Ethan attended another meeting downtown. His assistant handed him a replacement copy of the supposedly missing merger documents. "Sir." "What?" "We found the original folder." Ethan looked up sharply. Where? It had accidentally been delivered inside another project file before yesterday's meeting. His expression froze. So, it was never stolen. Silence. His mind replayed yesterday's confrontation. Grace's frightened face. Her trembling voice. I would never steal from you. For the first time in years, Ethan realized he had judged someone without proof. His stomach tightened with guilt. He immediately ended the meeting. Cancel everything. Sir, I need to go. Back at the mansion, Ethan remembered the envelope still sitting on his desk. His hands shook slightly as he opened it. Inside was a neatly folded handwritten letter. There was also an old photograph. The picture showed a much younger Ethan, perhaps 7 years old, smiling beside his late mother during a charity event. Standing quietly in the background was Grace, much younger, holding the hand of a little girl. Confused, Ethan unfolded the letter. As he read the first sentence, the color drained from his face. Dear Mr. Harrison, I never lied to you. But there is something I've hidden for years because I promised your mother I never would tell you unless it became absolutely necessary. Ethan stopped breathing. His hands trembled. What secret had his late mother entrusted to the maid? And why had Grace kept it hidden for so many years?